Welcome to the Scrum.org Community Podcast, a podcast from the home of Scrum. In this podcast, we feature professional Scrum trainers and other Scrum practitioners sharing their stories and experiences to help learn from the experience of others. We hope you enjoy this episode.
Hello and welcome to the Scrum.org Community Podcast. I'm your host, Dave West, CEO here at Scrum.org. And today I'm very excited because this episode is part of a series where we actually showcase participants in Google's Project Management Certificate Program. But Scrum.org's been working with Google on this program for a number of years. So we're really excited that people are now graduating from the program and we can share some of their journeys with you. And today I'm very lucky to have with me Nicholas Otu, talking to us from a cold and snowy New Brunswick. Welcome to the podcast, Nicholas.
Thank you, Dave. I'm glad to be here. Good morning to you.
That's great, and it's awesome to have Nicholas with us because his journey is both educational or sort of like learning, but also geographical as well. You know, so actually, that I'm sure our listeners are going to really appreciate if you could tell them, you know, how did you get to where you are, and tell us a little bit about who you are. I think that would be really great.
Okay, thank you, Dave. As you know, my name is Nicholas Otu. I'm Nigerian. I'm now a permanent resident in Canada. I immigrated here 4 months ago, but before then, I was a logistic project manager in Nigeria. I used to live in Lagos, Nigeria. I took the Google Project Management certification in May. In fact, I started the program. I started certification in April this year, and I completed it in May. I took the program because I looked through the program online, and I found out that it has some kind of practical feel about it. Although I'm PMI PMP certified, but I just there was something missing that I needed to, get my hands on about the practical aspect of project management and using project management tools. So the Google Project Management certification course kind of filled that void. Yeah.
It's really interesting. You sort of emphasize that hands-on. Your PMP, and PMP is a really hard exam, and it's a lot of study, but that you felt that you were missing something. And tell me a little bit more about that. What sort of the actual tools, the actual techniques, is that the thing that was missing?
Yes. Well, when I talk about PMP, as you know, is a very difficult exam, and you have to study very hard to pass it. And during my time studying for PMP, I found out that most of the works, there was no practical feel to it, and there was just a bit theoretical, especially if you're working in a place or in a third world country like Nigeria, where there are not so much of these collaborative tools, during your normal daily routine. So I knew I was coming to Canada, and I needed to just brush up on my use of some of the collaborative tools and some of the project management tools. And the Google Project Management certification really helped in that regard, because I was able to, the assignments were very practical, and it was the first time I had to actually do or make use of some of these project management and collaborative tools, like the Gantt chart and all that. Although I learned that in project PMP project management certification itself, but that was basically theoretical. In the Google project management course, I actually just did some, actual work on some of these collaborative tools, and that has come to help me greatly in Canada, because right now I'm actually making use of these collaborative tools and all that. And if I had not taken this Google project management, I might have to be struggling at this moment. But that came in very, 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 very handy.
Yeah, and I think that's the whole point of the program, right? the reason why you selected it. But the point of the program is that it's about practical tools to help you transfer into what Google obviously cares about, digital careers and careers that are very digital centric. Obviously they have a little bit of an objective there, which is awesome, and that is definitely the future of work. But to use these very practical tools in the application of project management, and that's the reason why Scrum.org is part of that. So you talked a little bit about some of the benefits, the fact that you could take this, and you talked about the Gantt chart, and apply these ideas in the program, and then use it in the actual work that you were doing on a day-to-day basis. Tell me a little bit more about the benefits that you've found from this program that's really helped you.
First of all, the benefits are quite numerous. But in my day-to-day job, the first benefit I found from this program was I am able to apply some of the things I have learned during my entire project management career, in a real-world practical sense, and that has made me not to struggle with my new work environment here in Canada. And that has been a blessing, and that's as a result of my taking this Google project management course, because there were a lot of practical, like I said, there are a lot of practical real world assignments and use of the collaborative tools and project management tools.
So that body of knowledge that you sort of accumulated, you now can go back and look back at the materials and go, oh yeah, we can just use this particular tool, this technique in your day-to-day work.
Exactly. Yeah, that has been a real blessing. Yes.
And what did you enjoy the most? You obviously started it when you were in Nigeria, and then use these skills. What was the most? You were sitting there in this lovely, warm, sunny country. What kept you inside on your machine? What did you enjoy the most about the whole program?
What I enjoyed the most about the program, whilst I was taking it, was I enjoyed the assignments. Yeah, because they kind of because I know most of the things already. I know most of the things already, but basically some of the practical applications were missing, and the assignment kind of just this kind of like oh no moment, like I know this thing, this is how to do it and all that, and that kept me from one course to the other, from one week to the other and all that, and I was quite it was quite interesting, and it was fun. Yes, it was fun.
Assignments can really well, not only are you applying the techniques, but they also can make you think a little bit about the places that you don't actually work yourself, whether it's a situation that you haven't actually seen, which is awesome. So Nicholas, now I'd love to take you into talking a little bit about Scrum. Obviously, Scrum we added Scrum to this program on the requirement from Google, and we worked with Google on trying to integrate Scrum into the program. Was this your first experience with Scrum?
No, it's not my first experience with Scrum. In my previous job in Nigeria, I was on a Scrum team, and I kind of know a little bit about Scrum, and Scrum being I kind of know a little bit about Scrum, and Scrum being gaining ground lately, and a lot of people are just kind of trying to organize Scrum team in their workplaces and all that. So it wasn't my first experience with Scrum. I had some kind of experience with Scrum,
but it was your first sort of like formal sort of training and materials on Scrum. Is that right?
Yes, it was my first formal training with Scrum, and yes, it was.
And did you enjoy that?
I enjoyed it, absolutely, and that's one thing about the Google Project Management certification. Also, I was able to because there was a 40% discount when you pass the course, for you to write the Professional Scrum exam, PSM exam, and I took advantage of that, and I enrolled for the Professional Scrum Master examination in September, and I passed. And that was there was a 40% voucher so I had a 40% reduction in my fees, examination fee, and that was awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, the materials obviously we provided working with Google, and then we wanted to give access to the exam for as many people as we could, and you passed, Nicholas, which is great. Which isn't we have about a 38% failure rate, so you did really, really well. Excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Which is great. So do you tell me now, I'd love to know, all right, so great work on passing all these certification programs and getting to where you're at. Tell us I'm sure our listeners are interested in now, what are you doing? Where are you? And what are you up to now? You've moved to New Brunswick in lovely Canada. Tell us a little bit about your job now, and are you applying these skills?
So currently I work at the airport, so I'm into so my company is a company where we are grant operators for airlines. So my company is a company called Mayfair Aviation Services Limited. It's based out of Thunder Bay in Ontario. So, but I am the station coordinator for the company in Fredericton, from the Fredericton International Airport. So we manage ground operations for our client airlines. So some of our clients' airlines are Porter Airlines, Power Airlines, WestJet, and a couple of that. So basically, any of these airlines that is flying in and out of Fredericton, we do manage the operations for them here. So that includes counter services and ramp operations and all that. So I am station coordinator for the company here in Fredericton.
Well, that sounds like you're applying both that more traditional project management and agile project management all at the same time. Because obviously, no disasters ever happen in airline scheduling, does it? Particularly in a country that's got a lot of snow.
And trust me, there are a lot of scheduling in my job. And like I said to you, I am grateful for the Google Project Management certification, because basically I learned a lot of practical skills comes in handy today in my current job, and that's it. There's a lot of scheduling and use of project management tools and collaborative tools and all that.
So for our listeners, if you're flying into Canada, you'll be pleased to know that Nicholas is there, making sure that everything's coordinated,
everything is going smoothly.
And in this post-COVID world, smooth is not the norm, but so it's really good that you're using these skills. So it's good to hear that. So Nicholas, what's next? You're in Canada, moving freight and people around using these skills. Where's your journey going to take you next in terms of your education and professional development?
Okay, but currently I'm preparing for the PSM 2, that's the Professional Scrum Master Examination 2, and that's what I'm preparing for. My dream is my dream here in Canada, or my professional dream here in Canada is to be an agile Scrum Master. And I am looking forward to that. So my intention is to take the PSM 2 exam before the year runs out, and maybe sometime next year prepare and get a couple more Scrum and Agile certifications.
Well, that's awesome to hear, and it's great that you're starting into this program, and this is a great foundation for that journey. And I think increasingly, agile project management and agile skills are going to be more and more valuable across every industry.
Yes, it is. It is. Companies and workplaces now are now recognizing the vital importance of building small, responsive teams that are a bit self-organizing and just self-managing. And a lot of companies are beginning to see the importance of these things, and I'm very sure over the coming months and years, a lot of more companies are going to gain their people organized along the lines of Agile and Scrum.
Yeah, I mean, we see it every day. We see a massive increase because you're right. We're living in a very complex world, right?
Yes.
Things continuously change, and building these cross-functional teams that are very self-managing, aligned to outcomes, that are empowered to make decisions, I think is the future. And it'd be great to have you as a Scrum Master on them, Nicholas.
I look forward to it.
Excellent. Well, thank you for taking the time. And taken out of your busy day. Hopefully no crises are happening in the airport whilst I've ripped you away from it.
Everything's under control.
Yes. Well, I'm really glad to hear that, and I'm sure our listeners are. So today we were listening to Nicholas Otu speaking to us about the Google Project Management Certification Program here on the Scrum.org community podcast. Thanks for listening. Thank you for taking the time, Nicholas, and thank you, everybody. Take care.
Thank you, Dave.